is to try and get this group under control. Okay, you guys all look up here for me. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to use, can I start? Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to use Muse, which is a program that basically helps you like build a website. You can kind of think of it as like, have you guys ever used like Weebly or Wix or anything? It's kind of like that, but you have a lot more freedom to like design it, which is really nice. I kind of like it because it's like Dreamweaver, but you don't actually have to know how to write any of the code. So like I know that there was stuff that I wanted to do for my e-portfolio, but I didn't know how to do it because I just had no idea how to write the code. And I like Muse because it definitely like bridges that gap. So I'm going to show you guys how to make like a mock e-portfolio because I thought that that would be the most relevant. But I mean, you can really build anything with this. Like I really like this. So yeah. So to get started, if you guys could all open up Muse on your computers, and so if you haven't done that already, and once you get that open, also go on to the Canvas site under the modules. And then you have to go to the microteaching resources, and under my name there's a link that says puppy pictures. Click on that because we're going to make this like e-portfolio and pretend that we are like dog photographers, because that was the easiest way that I could come up with to show you guys like a lot of the different tools but still make it relevant. So
I am a dog photographer.
So once you guys open up Muse, you guys will have it open. Okay, cool. So once you get Muse open, you just want to either click New Site, which will be on the left-hand side, or if that screen's not showing up, you can just go into File and do New Site. And then do 2 columns. So I know it's like really actually it's not as overwhelming on this version, but so there should be a little column thing over on the left-hand side. Do 2 columns. And then click OK, and it'll open up. This is like, I don't know what to explain this as, but this is where you can like view all the different pages on your site. So it's kind of split into 2 screens. You have the top area, which is like on top of a grid. You guys all see what I'm talking about? That shows all the individual pages on your website, and then there's a thing down at the bottom that says Master, and that's like a template. So the first thing what we're going to do is go over to that first box that says Home up in the top half, and when you put your mouse over it, a little box with a plus sign will show up on the right-hand side. Go ahead and click that 2 times. So we've just created 2 new pages for your website. So if you like publish this website, your website would have 3 pages on it. So now we're going to title them. So the first one's titled Home. The second one you can title, as Resume. So to do that, you just click where it says Untitled. You have to double click. And then your third page you can call Contact. Don't worry, the dog's not coming. So now that we have those 3 pages, what's really useful about the master page is that we can avoid having to like design each of those pages individually and have the same stuff show up. We can do like one big thing on master. And so click on that. And this is like our page template. So whatever we do to this page is going to show up on every other page that we work on. Oh, Bailey, what's up?
Sorry, what did you just click on?
So you want to double click on the master one, and that's on the
I see
bottom
it.
down here. Yeah. And then it opens it up like your Dreamweaver. You know, you have multiple page open. It gives you like tabs at the top. It'll do that as well. So you should have like a master tab open. So the first thing we're going to go over is how to like set a background. So the way that you can find that is if you go, there's kind of this toolbar thing up at the top, but it's underneath where it says like File, Edit, Page, all that stuff. Do you guys all see that? Mm-hmm. So from there you want to go over to Browser Fill. It's the last option. And you can click on, there's like a colored box. Well, right now it's white. You can click the drop down arrow, and now you can set your background to be whatever color you want it to. So right now you guys can go ahead and pick whatever color you feel like doing. And you can always adjust it, or if you know like the hex code thingy, you can also type that in, but don't worry about that. You don't know what it is.
You don't have like the same.
So does everyone have their background color set?
No.
That's okay.
Yes, just fine.
So take like 30 more seconds to pick your background color, maybe not 30, like 10. And then once you pick your color, just look up here so I have an idea of where everyone's at. Okay, awesome. So now we're gonna go over how to put like a header on your page. So say you wanted to have something that showed up like the whole time that said like your name and ePortfolio, probably similar to what you guys did on your actual portfolios. So to do that, we're gonna talk about how to add text into your thing. So to do that, that's gonna be on the left-hand side, and you should see a T, and this is a lot like InDesign, like what Savannah showed us, where you can click on text, and then you just click and drag, and you can make the box as big as you want it. I want to make it like huge because we have other stuff to put on the pages. And once you do that, you can type in there. So any of the typing you're doing, you can control up at the top bar again. You can change the text, you can change your font size, font color, if it's centered, all that stuff. So in that box, you can go ahead and type in your name and ePortfolio.
You're awful.
And then I would go ahead and like center it so it looks nice. And you can change like your font and stuff. So take like 30 seconds to do that. I think the font size that I've been using has been 48 because it's just kind of a good starting size. So if you're wondering which one to do.
That didn't work for me.
So click on the mouse. Actually, I'm going to show it. So Jay just asked, how do you make your text box bigger? So I'm just going to show everyone. If you click back over where that T is, if you go back and click on the mouse, that box will then change so there's like little boxes all surrounding it. And you can click and drag and stuff and change the size of your text box again.
Wait, is this showing 2 pages or 1?
This is showing on one page. The 2 columns just kind of give you an idea of like spacing on your site. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So once you're done with that, use that mouse again and adjust. And another thing I really like about Muse is it will show you like how to center it. So if you click on your box and you drag it, you'll notice these lines start showing up. So if you can see like there's a red line on here, that tells me that this text box is centered right in the middle of my page. So once you have all of that done, can you guys just look up here again so I know? Okay, cool. So we just finished our master page, which means that this is going to show up on every single web page that we make. So to look at what that's going to look like, we can go back over to where it says Website 1, that tab up at the left. And when you click it, you should see it apply to the 3 pages that you have. You guys all see that?
Yep.
Okay. So now we're going to go to our home page and add stuff to that. So since we're dog photographers, we want to display like our photography work. So I'm going to show you guys how to implement a slideshow onto your web page. And to do that, we're going to use something called widgets. So the widgets are over on the right-hand side. You see this bar over here, you have the widget library. There are a ton of different types of widgets. We're only going to talk about a couple today. And one of them is going to be the slideshow. So when you click on widget library, you want to go down and you'll find slideshows. So click on that, and you'll see a bunch of different types of slideshows you can do. We just want the basic slideshow. So when you click that, all you have to do to implement it is click and drag and pull it over, and now it's on your website. But then it's kind of confusing, and there's like all this different stuff you have to do. So this black box over here tells you like everything about how your slideshow is going to be displayed. So you might notice like autoplay is checked off, resume after slide just means that as soon as people open your webpage, the slideshow is automatically going to start playing, which is what we want to have happen. We want to show off our pictures of dogs. So you want to go over to add images, it's the first option, and click on that. And then those dog images that you downloaded, go ahead and add them. You can go one at a time. Oh, I didn't download it. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. if you're getting lost, you can look up here and I'm doing it at the same time. Oh, and if that black box ever goes away, all you have to do is, so if you look up here, like the slideshow, up in the upper right hand corner, there's a blue circle with like, it kind of looks like a play button. Click on that and all those options will show up again. And then look up here once you get all your images added. So no.
Wait, can you rewind a little bit?
Yeah.
Do that one more time.
And how to add images.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now just go and click this blue circle. And then click on add images. And wherever you save those pictures of the dogs too.
Got it. And then
So then you gotta click on there again. Yeah. The blue circles, you add images. Yeah. And the dog.
that's like, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, at 45.
Yeah, that's what I came back.
And then don't forget to look up here once you finish your dog slideshow. Okay, so that is just one way that you can like add in images. If you ever wanted to just add like one image, it's a lot simpler. You can go up into File and do Place, and you just are like placing images in. But I just had to make it a little fancier. So let's say like you don't want this dog thing taking over your whole like website. What you can do is double click and you'll get those boxes again. So let's like shrink this down a little bit. And it's okay that only the slideshow part is shrinking and not like all the text, because we're actually going to get rid of that. So I just take this and drag it somewhere over on the left hand side where you think it'll look nice, wherever. And then you'll notice you still have these arrows and the slide count and the words down at the bottom. You can keep those in like if you wanted to. The way that I had the portfolio set up is it's like just the pictures going through. So to delete them, all you have to do is click and then press delete on your keyboard and they'll disappear.
But it'll automatically slideshow.
Yeah, but we had one of the settings set where the pictures will automatically go through. So another thing you can do are move these arrows, like, because I don't want them over here to the right, because that would look really weird. So you can actually drag them and put them, I put mine earlier here, but you don't have to do that. And like, there's a lot of features that you can do where you could like change how visible those are and a lot of other stuff, but I just wanted to keep this basic so you can see like the main features. So now this is like the home page of our website, and we want to add like a little bit of text explaining like what our website does. So to do that, you would just do again what you did with your title, where you can go over, click the T, drag how big you want your text box, and then just like write a little bit about your website. So let's say I want to say like, I love taking pictures of dogs. Like you could just pretend that that's your intro. Obviously you guys can always write like something more elaborate, but just so you guys kind of get the hang of adding in text. And then I might want to adjust this box again so it lines up. So now that we have our home page, we still need a way to get to like the other pages of our website, which I meant to show you this on your master page. So once you guys are done there and you have your slideshow and like your title and your little description, you can go back to your master page, which you use with those tabs up at the top, and I'm going to show you how to add in a menu so you can see the other pages on your website. So to do that, you're going to go back to your widgets library, it's on the right hand side, you'll click it, and this time we want menus, which is the fourth one down. And you can choose horizontal or vertical. I like the horizontal one, and then again, all you have to do is click and drag it in, and it already sets it up for you. So like with Dreamweaver, we had to code which page it was going to link to and stuff, but this one it makes it for you, which I really like. So then if you want to see like what all your pages and your website look like again, you can go back to website 1. Now you can see it added in a menu onto all your pages. and like your dog is there and stuff.
Coding's hard.
So the last thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is how to embed something, because at first I was kind of worried since I didn't see a place to like type in HTML, but they actually do have a way for you to do the HTML. So go to your resume page, and we're going to embed like a fake resume. So once you're on this page, you want to go up to Object, which is at the menu bar at like the very top, and go down to Insert HTML. And I actually already have like a thing for you guys to embed. You just have to go back to that module page and copy the resume and embed code. And then you just put it in where it has it and click OK. And if it's not like showing up where you want to, you just click and drag and move it where you want it. So now I have a resume embedded on my website. Did you guys all follow that? I went through that kind of fast.
Can you show the embed part one more time?
Yeah. So to get to the embed code, or like anytime you want to type in HTML, you go to Object up at the very top, and go down and click Insert HTML. And then you just paste that HTML code that was posted on your modules.
How do we, like, since we're not Casey, how would we make our own HTML?
This is a Google Doc that I made, so you guys are embedding like a fake Google Doc. So like that's what this is. Like if you ever made your resume on a Google Doc and like typed it all up, you could use the embed code and put it on there. Do you like, does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
sense. I didn't know that.
Alright, so now we want to see like what our completed website looks like so far. And to do that, there's actually two ways to preview it. One is to preview it like in a browser, and another is to preview it within Muse. We're just going to preview it within Muse. So up at the right hand side, you'll see preview. You can click it, and then you can click through your whole website, and your slideshow should start like playing automatically. So you can see and go to like all the different pages on your website and stuff. There's like a lot of other ways that you can make this really fancy, but I wanted to go through the basics of like how to like put stuff in, because I know when I first opened it up it was really overwhelming, but now I love it. It's really useful.
I love this. Yeah.
Alright, well thank you very much.